It's been a while since I shared a good, crazy, jealous lover story. Do you have one? I'd like to hear it. Please write it down in the comments below. I was a young married woman. My husband was my high school sweetheart. Got married right after we graduated and started trying to get pregnant immediately. I took a few months off from work and just laid around the house waiting for the baby. My husband continued working his business. One day my aunt offered for me to come clean out my late grandmother's house, which I agreed to do. While there, I found some old furniture that I wanted to take. Her house was empty because my uncle had passed away about a year before. It was such a shock that I ran outside to call my husband for help loading the stuff into our car. He told me he could uncome because he was stuck in an important meeting and asked if I could just leave it there until he could come and pick it up. Since it was all stuff I didn't really need, I just said okay and hung up. When I went back inside, I noticed a big antique vanity table I hadn't seen before. It was ornate and beautiful, but it wouldn't fit in our tiny apartment. I called my husband again, who told me to leave it there and he would arrange for someone to donate it. I walked back out and noticed a couple of old ladies taking pictures of the house for what I assume was some kind of historical society. I asked them if they knew how to get into contact with my uncle's lawyer, who held the deed to the house. They didn't know the answer, but said that they knew the lawyer personally and offered to ask him for me. I thanked them and went back inside for the third time. This time, I opened the windows to let in some fresh air. As I stood there breathing it in, I noticed a girl coming up the sidewalk. She was wearing my favorite outfit, black tight jeans and a white blouse. She knocked on the door, and when I opened it, she introduced herself as Sarah, the babysitter. I was expecting my husband to come with her, but she told me he sent her because he needed some stuff from my grandmother's house. I realized that he never told me what exactly he needed, but I wasn't suspicious yet and invited her in. Sarah looked around the room and said that she couldn't wait for her boyfriend to see the place. I asked her, whose boyfriend? And she said that she didn't know. She just assumed that my husband had told her who she was meeting. Suddenly I felt weird, because I couldn't remember him ever mentioning a babysitter before. Or maybe he did and I just blocked it out. I don't know. The two of us searched the house together and found the things that he wanted. Then we went out to load them into the car. When we were done, I noticed that my husband still hadn't called. So I went inside to grab my cell phone and called him. His voice sounded groggy. I could tell that he was asleep, and I was furious. How could he send a young girl over to this abandoned house alone? What if something happened to her? I demanded to speak to her, but he refused, saying that I should just bring her home. By now, I was totally suspicious. There was no way that I was bringing her home alone. When I tried to convince my husband to come and pick us both up, he started yelling at me, said that he would come in the morning, and hung up. I was scared. I didn't want to spend the night in that creepy house alone with a random girl, so I told Sarah that we should go get some food and then wait for my husband in a public place. She said that was a great idea and that she was hungry too. We drove to a small diner nearby. Over coffee, Sarah told me that she only had experience watching kids, not pets. I told her not to worry because I wouldn't let my husband do anything stupid. Was I crazy? Why did I say that? Anyways, I told her that I was going to call my husband again, and that she should call her boyfriend, and tell him that she was running late. As she reached for the phone, I told her to hold on. I had a horrible feeling that if she called her boyfriend, mine would be there before we even finished our coffee. She looked at me confused, and I explained why I thought so. It turned out that Sarah's boyfriend was my husband. It turns out that he had been cheating on me with her for weeks. At first, I was shocked. Like, is this really happening? But then I felt angry, betrayed, humiliated, heartbroken, and scared all at once. I think that made me sick to my stomach. After she left, I called my husband and confronted him. I demanded to know why he was cheating on me and how long it had been going on. He tried to play innocent, asking me what I was talking about, but I knew that look. He was guilty, was trying to buy time to think of a lie. He told me that he was sorry and that he didn't know how it happened. He claimed that he loved me and that I was the only one he wanted. There was a part of me that believed him. I mean, he was my husband. We grew up together and had been married for years. But there was another part of me that knew he was lying through his teeth. I mean, why else would he be cheating on me with a babysitter? At that point, I was pregnant, so I couldn't fight back. I mean, physically. I felt weak and helpless, like a little mouse trapped in a corner. The thought of losing my baby because of my husband's actions tore me apart. I mean, I couldn't understand why he would do this to me, to us. Then it hit me. I grabbed my phone and dialed Sarah's number. She picked up and I heard the background noise of a busy restaurant. I asked her, "Are you with him right now?" She responded, "Who's him?" I pressed, "You know who I'm talking about. Are you with him?" Her voice changed and she replied, no, I'm not with him. I just got off work." I could hear the lie in her voice.
Ow!
She was definitely with him. I hung up on her and called him back. This time I was ready. I pretended to be the innocent wife who just wanted to talk it out. I asked him if he was sure that he didn't know what I was talking about. Then I played the tape, the recording of our conversation. I had put my phone on speaker so he couldn't hang up on me. I said, "How could you do this to me? To us, why are you cheating on me with a babysitter?" Then I heard Sarah's voice in the background say, Don't hang up. Please, please, please don't hang up." I continued screaming at him, calling him names, telling him that I hated him, and then the line went dead. I played the recording again and again, each time hearing Sarah's voice pleading for him not to hang up. In the end, he left without a word. And that's when my water broke. I was having my baby early, but I didn't care. I couldn't wait to be done with that fake, cheating, lying bastard. A few hours later, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I named him Michael after my uncle, the one person in my family who always believed in me. As I cradled him in my arms, I swore to myself that I would never let my husband near either one of us ever again. I was done with him. So here's the thing. You ever wonder what happened to him? No, but seriously, I have a question for you. What would you do in my situation? Would you let him back in your life?